A Christmas Memory, Part 3. When we got home, Mum would turn on the oven again and check the turkey ever so often. She would make us all lunch as Dad changed into his everyday clothes. After lunch, Dad would say to Mum, "I'm just heading over to the garage." We had a garage, Dad's garage, on our property. It was about half a city block from the house. Mom would say to us, "Just go out and play, but stay on the lawn so I can see you." Now it's full of snow. It seemed like no time. The family, my other two brothers who lived at home, would come, then my three sisters, then their husbands and children, then my aunties and their husbands and children. So in total, our house was so full and frantic. There was about 50 people in our place, mostly kids. My sisters, being adults with their kids, my aunties would help Mum in the kitchen with supper. The guys would mostly be out in the garage with Dad. Us kids would be outside playing till it got dark. Then Mum would turn on the outside Christmas lights and say, "Stay in the lights till we come and get you for supper." That was when it got too dark. Then Mum would get one of the older kids to fetch the guys from out of the garage and tell us kids to come in and hang up all our stuff. No outside clothes up in the house. It was hung and put away at the back door. Then the guys would come in and one would say, "Norm," that's my dad, "wash up and change out of the grease clothes." We would all, us kids, head to the living room or the laundry room, both just off the dining room, which were set with small tables for us kids. The dining room table was fully extended for 10 people with 12 adults at the table. After all us kids were served, the adults sat to eat their food. Turkey, mashed potatoes, carrots and turnip mash, peas, cranberry sauce, stuffing, milk and pop for us kids, and tea and wine for the adults. For dessert, pumpkin pie, raisin pie, apple pie, cookies with ice cream, whipping cream. All of the food Mum made from scratch herself, including the whipping cream, but not the ice cream. After supper, Moms would do was the check. Did us kids eat or stash the food? Hide our food. If we ate it all, then we could sit in the living room until all the kids' tables were cleared and moved out of the road. Mum would put on the TV on Christmas movies while the guys talked about mechanics and such at the table, which was cleared. The mums would put the stuff away and wash everything and put it all away again as if it didn't happen. Nice and clean again. Then Mum would get 3 large garbage bags, and all the adults would turn their chairs to the living room, which had a huge open archway between the living room and the dining room. The dads would go over to the mountain of gifts, sometimes almost hiding the tree, and hand out gifts one at a time to each child, and Mom, all the paper in the plastic garbage bags, boxes stuffed into one another, put to the side, with all the shouts and hugs and running back and forth to each our spot. After all that, we, all the kids, sat and snacked if we could. Yeah, we really could. On chips, cheesies, pop, and watched movies. And played on the floor, couches, armchair, till very late. Some of us even fell asleep. Then, when it was growing very late, my 3 sisters, my aunties, the family, all loaded up in the cars, and if the weather was good, they went home. Sometimes some would sleep over, or if the weather was bad, they all would sleep over. Then Johnny and I put on our pajamas and we would go to bed, dreaming of all that happened and of the New Year's Eve. But that is to be continued.